Good morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the July 29th, 2025 meeting of the Denton County Commissioners Court. We're so glad we have so many people with us today. At this time, I would like to welcome up Julie Hydock. She's the Assistant HR Director here at Denton County, and she's going to lead us in our invocation, and our pledges will be led by Commissioner Ryan Williams. I want to remind everybody, please turn off your cell phones and please stand. Thank you.
Good morning. Please bow your heads with me. Heavenly Father, thank you for this day and the opportunity that we have to publicly gather and declare your name. We pray for our county, state, and federal leaders. Give them wisdom and guidance as they make decisions on behalf of our communities, and be with our nation as we struggle under the weight and the responsibility of our freedom to self-govern. Help unite us under your name, O Lord. And as we try and make sense of the earthly trials and struggles we face, we ask for your presence and the comfort that only you can provide. We may not always get the answers that we seek, but we can rest and stand firm in the foundation of your love and your promises. In Psalm 91, verse 14 through 16, you say, I will rescue those who love me. I will protect those who trust in my name. When they call on me, I will answer. I will be with them in trouble. I will rescue and honor them. I will reward them with a long life and give them my salvation. So we call upon you, Lord. Surround us with your love, your grace, and your mercy. Heal the hurting and restore hope to your children while in the waiting. Shelter us through the storms. Let your love invade our hearts. Let our lives be to your service. And let your glory fill this room and all the earth. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Please join me in the pledges to the American and Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. State of Texas. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Julie, thank you so much, and thank you, Commissioner.
Of course.
All right, we have a full agenda today, and we have 17 people signed up for public comments, so we will work through these, and I appreciate y'all being here today, and for those of y'all who are viewing at your desk or at home, thank y'all for tuning in. I'll just want to remind everybody that our public comment forms, or public comment period, is limited to 3 minutes, so I'll be happy to set a timer, and when the alarm goes off, if you'll just go ahead and just please politely complete the sentence that you're speaking, and it will save time to move on to our next registered speaker. Sounds good? All right. Our first speaker today is Jenna Mascalier. Jenna Mascalier. Okay, maybe she couldn't make it. She'd registered online. Next is Fawn Monroe. Good morning. Good morning, Fawn.
Good
And
morning,
if y'all feel free to move the microphone there so you can speak into it. If it's high or low, just feel free to adjust that. So
Okay.
we're glad to have you this morning. Go right ahead, ma'am.
Well, good morning. My name is Fawn Monroe, and I'm a registered and active voter in Denton County since 1999, and I live at 3600 Lofty Pines Lane in Flower Mound. I'm here today to speak in support of countywide Election Day voting centers. I'm here today to ask that you quickly take action to set up vote centers in Denton County so that we can vote at any polling location in the county on Election Day, just as we do for early voting. In June 2024, I reached out to my commissioner to find out why this had not yet happened in our county. The response that I received was that it was still being researched. And Ms. Mitchell, I'd like to thank you again for responding to me as quickly as you did. 99 other counties have already implemented voting centers in Texas, including the neighboring counties of Collin, Tarrant, and Dallas. As a person that has been registered and actively participating in the voting process since 1999, I speak from experience that we have a very secure voting system, yet every year, thousands of legally registered voters suffer a lot of frustration on Election Day, and some lose the right to vote because we do not have voting election centers. As an election clerk, working since 2016, it's disappointing to turn someone away on Election Day to exercise their right to vote just because they've shown up at the wrong location. Occasionally, I'm turning them away after they have shown up at my polling location, and it is not the first one that they've been turned away from that day. There have been times that the polling locations have changed on Election Day, causing even more frustration when they get to their polling location only to see this small sign giving them the first notice that they've seen. On Election Day 2024 primary runoff, 15% of all voters were turned away at least once. On Election Day, November 5th, 11%, 7,000 voters, were told they could not vote at the first polling location they visited. On Election Day for the city and school board elections, May 3rd, 10% of all voters showed up at the wrong location. I'm not sure what research still needs to be done to make this happen, but I hope you'll act on this soon. Thank you for your time.
Perfect, thank you. Thank you for being here. Next is Helen Olakovic. Sorry, Helen, if I did not do that right.
Everybody butchers my name.
Olakovic?
Ulakovic. Yeah.
All right, we got it. All
Yay,
right.
and I'm not going to take a lot of time. I
Perfect.
agree with everything the first person just said. My name's Helen Ulakovic. I live at 553 Legends Drive, Louisville, Texas. I've been a voter in Denton County since 1986, and it saddens me to hear that people come to vote and find out they're at the wrong place, and that we need a judge full-time to tell people where they need to go. It seems like a poor utilization of resources. We have people who have taken the time to register, look up who they're voting for, show up to vote, and they can't vote because they're at the wrong place. And people's lives today are really busy, and sometimes they may not have looked the day before to see that the voting place that they were at the year before has changed. So I'd really appreciate the commissioners taking this up and recognizing the fact that early voting at all the different centers we have in our large Denton County would still, they're safe before Election Day, and they'd still be safe after Election Day, after the early voting period ends. So please look at this matter with your hearts and understand that we just want as many people to take part in our democracy as we can to keep our country free and safe for everybody. Thank you very much.
Good, thank you. All right, next is Mr. Dan Burnham. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. My name is Dan Burnham. Been a resident of Denton, the city of Denton, for over 30 years now. In regards to voting centers, I recommend or request one of these three possible actions. My preferred action would be to hold a county-wide vote on the process. Let the people decide. Voting by the people would be the most democratic way of making a decision of this nature. If you cannot hold a vote, at least acknowledge that there may be a problem that we need to fix, but we need facts. Take an official count instead of a he said, she said type thing. You've heard several of my fellow election workers with vastly different experiences. My reported experience at last meeting was from the North Branch Library, which had been early voting as well as Election Day polling location, where a whole lot of community people have been voting regardless of the precinct for quite some time. But I have worked in more rural locations where only Election Day, that were only an Election Day polling site. Therefore, not as many people went there by mistake. The experiences were very different. So that's why we need a formal count. I told you last election at North Branch Library, we processed just under 800 people, but we redirected 191 persons. I speculate that most of those people made it to the proper location in a timely fashion, only costing them maybe an extra 20 minutes of their time. I am concerned, but not as concerned about those people as I am the non-ambulatory, persons without transportations, people rushing to the daycare to avoid late pickup fees, people that have senior or ailing dependents at home waiting on them. How many of these people were not able to make it to the proper voting location in time? We have no clue because we have no formal count. My last choice would be to involve countywide awareness and ongoing education. Yes, the proper locations are posted on the county webpage, but most people are simply not aware of the need to verify your specific polling location. New or first-time voters do not know to look this up. People moving from other counties where this has never been an issue don't know to look it up. Many voters report to me that they did look it up, but they still ended up at the wrong site. I suspect human error was involved there. Often we're critical of those that are not as politically active or engaged as we feel they should be. If they did not do due diligence in planning their vote, that is just their tough luck. They should have been better prepared. I often hear voting is a privilege. No, it's not. You could argue being a U.S. citizen is a privilege, but the Constitution states, as a U.S. citizen, voting is my right. Now, we know that almost 30% of the population chooses not to exercise that right.
If you go ahead and finish your
We
thought.
need to do everything we can to encourage them to participate, not deter them from the process.
Thank you, Mr. Burnham. Next is Elizabeth Leatherman. Elizabeth Leatherman. Okay. Good morning.
Morning.
Feel free to adjust that microphone if you need to. Okay.
So
Glad to have you.
Oh, thank you. I'm Elizabeth Leatherman, and I reside at 10204 Cedar Lake Drive in Providence Village. And I'm here to add my voice about the confusion about where to vote. I think the way the situation is now, it is confusing. Sometimes voting locations are changing from one election to the next, and also sometimes between the early voting day and election day in our county. And Denton County is the only one around where voters can't go to just any polling place on election day. So therefore, for example, on local news, we get told to go to any location in our county, and then people in Denton County might do that. But statistics that I saw showed that 10 to 15% of Denton County citizens attempting to vote ended up not voting at all after being turned away at the wrong polling place. Also, having the voting centers on election day would probably cut down on long lines, because if one place was crowded, you could just go to the next. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Next is Ms. Jane Schultz. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Jane Schultz. I'm an election worker, and I live in Robeson Ranch, Denton. So I've spoken here before on the need for countywide election day voting, vote centers in our county, and I've told you that 10 to 15% of election day voters are turned away from the first polling place they visit, and some from the second or third place. How many actually get to cast a vote that counts? You know, we just don't know. This is a problem because polling locations change frequently, and voters receive no notice about those changes. Even worse, local newscasters and DJs often urge their audiences to, quote, vote anywhere in the county on election day, because most voters in the Dallas-Fort Worth media market have access to vote centers, except in Denton County. So today, I'd like to follow up on Commissioner Diane Edmondson's comment to me on July 22nd. And she said to me, quote, "Tell me how many people who got redirected did not get to vote at all. I think most of them voted at the correct place. So those are the numbers I'd be interested in." Well, Commissioner, I would be interested in those numbers too. I'd love to see them. Until May of this year, Denton County did not count redirected voters. That count was started only after our group of election workers, tired of turning angry voters away, asked for it. Until May of '24, we did not have any statistics about the number of people redirected on Election Day. That's when Democratic judges and clerks compiled the first count, from which a partial number of polling locations, from which we came up with an estimate of 15% overall voters in that runoff who were redirected. In November of '24,
There we go. It's back.
okay.
There we go. Continue, I'll give you more time.
Okay, thank you. In November of 2024, we got numbers for more polling locations and estimated that 11% of general election day voters, roughly 7,000 people, were sent to other polling locations. And when we shared these estimates with the election staff, they did not find them surprising. In fact, they expected the numbers would have been higher. Now, I'll bet that if you, as a commissioner, ask the election staff to have election workers count both the voters who are redirected and those who eventually wind up in the right place, they would do it because it could be done, okay? And I'd love to see those numbers. So I hope you'll request that data for all future elections, and of course, make the results public, please. Then we can let the people of Denton County tell us if they are content to suffer the hassle and frustration on election day that we go through now, even though most other Texas counties don't have to. I've talked to hundreds of voters about this all over the county, many of whom have been redirected at least once and sometimes multiple times. Even those who made it eventually to the right polling place all say, this is a stupid rule and it needs to be changed. Why do they say that? Because they don't like being messed with. They don't like wasting their time. So stop messing with the Texans of Denton County on Election Day. Give us voting centers now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Next is Mary Morris.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Mary Morris, and I live at 180 Lakeland Drive in Highland Village. I was an election worker between 2006 and 2016, and again in the primary election of 2024. I've been a clerk, an alternate judge, and a judge. It's my experience, as has been testified earlier, everybody's confused as to where they go on election day, because during early voting you can go anywhere. Many people, they're disgruntled, they're confused, they're upset when they're told they have to go to another precinct. Many plan their day around, oh, okay, work's over, I can walk over here, vote, and go home. No, you can't necessarily. It just cuts down the ability to vote. So I think our county should have voting centers. I think the county will reap the benefits of increased voter turnout and a lot happier population. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next is Julie Greenewald. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for hearing my voice today. My name is Dr. Julie Greenewald, and I live at Robeson Ranch. And I come to you to speak today regarding my opposition to voting centers. I'm a nurse, a teacher, a veteran of the United States Air Force, having served in the Gulf War, and now a fairly new resident of Texas for about 2 years. During my 2 years of residency here, I've trained and served as a clerk in the 2024 primary and general election, as well as was the volunteer at the Denton County Republican Party that oversaw the placement of the Republican poll watchers at every location in the general election. I share that with you to give credence and context to what I speak. I've heard many arguments that support voting centers. I suggest to you that it is mostly gaslighting. Today I will share 3 of the most common arguments and my arguments that refute each of those statements. For example, one key benefit that I have often heard argued is that it provides for increased voter convenience and access and may then in turn contribute to increased voter turnout. I refute such a claim. Theoretically, each precinct is to have no more than 5,000 voters that it is accountable to. If in fact voting centers are established, there will be fewer centers and more voters to each polling location. As I understand it, each polling location by law is to serve roughly 10,000 voters. I suggest to you that the balanced equation would be then to provide half as many polling locations to twice as many voters. But in the wisdom of economics, I suggest that will most likely not happen, and in fact has been what has happened in many other states. Most notably here even in our own state, in Harris County, where what we saw in the 2020 elections, that there were long lines with long wait times, noting that neither voter convenience nor access was enhanced. So while the goal was to enhance voter turnout, what voters learned was that voting was associated with long lines and ultimately long waits, creating low turnout. Another argument that I refute is that voting centers may reduce voter confusion. Having voting centers does not reduce voter confusion. Being an informed citizen reduces voter confusion. Being current and responsible in keeping your voter registration, your driver's license, your passport current is what gives you clear direction. There is a saying, failure to plan on your part does not constitute an emergency on mine. I would think that Frank Phillips would be thinking those very sentiments. All individuals should take their civic duties responsibly and know where and when to vote. After all, we're provided almost 2 full weeks of when we're able to vote. Additionally, the poll pads have mechanisms programmed into them to assist clerks and judges with providing correct polling locations to individuals who show up on election day at the incorrect polling location. Proper education to clerks helps assure that all folks are directed properly and in a timely manner. The third and final argument often shared to support voting centers is that it will increase efficiency and provide for cost savings. Again, hard stop here. I refute such nonsense. If voting centers are implemented in the model proposed, it will not create efficiency for voters who go from 5,000 at a polling location to 10,000. The definition of efficiency has to do with the ratio of useful work performed, and it will increase the index of work for the worker.
Julie, if you'll complete your thought, go ahead.
Okay. In conclusion, I suggest that as commissioners, you should be viewing the process through the lens of we the people, and you should not confuse election security or election integrity with election process.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next is Lauren Michaels, who does not wish to speak. Next is Melinda Preston.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Melinda Preston. I am the chair of the Republican Party of Denton County. I firmly support precinct-based voting on Election Day because it strengthens election integrity, reinforces local accountability, and ensures that all eligible voters have a practical and reliable way to cast their ballots. While early voting at vote centers offer convenience, they often consolidate polling locations into fewer sites across the county. This can pose real challenges for working families, the elderly, and individuals with limited transportation options, especially in rural or underserved areas. Precinct voting is a time-tested, common-sense approach. By assigning voters to a neighborhood polling place, usually within close proximity to their homes, we reduce the burden of travel, decrease wait times, and make it easier for citizens to fulfill their civic duty. The structure is especially helpful for those without access to a vehicle or who rely on neighbors, church groups, or local support to get to the polls. Unlike sprawling vote centers, which can be miles away, often crowded, precinct-based voting keeps the process grounded in the community. It encourages participation, builds trust in the system, and preserves the integrity of one person, one vote. Supporting precinct voting is about more than convenience. It's about protecting a system that works for all Americans, respects taxpayers, and upholds the principles that make our constitutional republic strong. Fairness, accessibility, and personal responsibility is what we need. The one thing that we have in Denton County, which very few, well, I shouldn't say that, there are actually 254 counties in the state. Only 96 have have voting centers on Election Day. It's not the majority by any state. We get to offer two options. We get to take care of the people who can't get to the voting centers. It's too far. We get to have a place that's local, convenient, and they can walk to or ride their bike, which gives access to every voter. And isn't that what we're about? Is giving access to every single voter. The one thing I pride myself about being a part of Denton County is I love our voting. I love that we have hand-marked ballots. I love it that they're watermarked. There's so much I love about, and I get to talk about it. Y'all, we are the shining star of the counties. We really are, and people ask me about that. But one of the things that we can say here is we give 2 ways to vote. Early voting, you can go anywhere you want to. You have access to everywhere in Denton County. But for precinct day, for the day of voting, for election day, go to your precinct. It's close. That gives those people who are not able to go to those voting centers that are farther off the ability to walk, ride their bike, or catch a ride down the street to their local voting precinct center. So thank you for letting me talk, and thank you for all that you guys do.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next is Carrie Huffman. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Hi. Thank you for letting me speak this morning.
Glad to have
Carrie
you.
Huffman. I've been a Frisco and Denton County resident for the past 25 years, and have served as an election judge for many elections over the past 5 years. This includes serving as a judge for high turnout precinct locations in Denton County during general elections. And I want to take this time to thank Frank Phillips and his team for the excellent training and resources they provide to judges and poll workers as well. As an election judge, I processed several thousand voters, and I've only had to redirect a minimal number of voters, probably 20 to 25, to another precinct. Most precincts in my area vote in the same location for each election. But one thing to note is that probably close to 100% of those, that small number that I've redirected, are people that have actually just moved into the precinct. These are relatively new folks to Denton County, or at least into the precinct. So I think this whole situation of decreased turnout because we don't have voter centers has been overblown. I actually believe that precinct level voting enhances voter engagement, participation, turnout, and integrity. The highest voter turnout is typically on election day. Having precinct-based locations means shorter wait times. People leave the voting location when they see long lines, and precinct-based voting help shorten those lines. A precinct location is accessible. As Melinda mentioned, many voters can walk or ride their bikes to these locations to vote in their precinct. They don't need to rely on a vehicle to get there. Precinct location is staffed by poll workers who are your neighbors. These are poll workers who know you. This situation enhances election integrity because the poll workers know the area and many of those who come to vote at the precinct location. Precinct level voting and reporting can more quickly detect irregularities such as surges in voter turnout or differences between recorded votes and voter registration. During the last election I worked, we had printer issues that caused a slight delay in voting. Imagine that same issue at a voter center, where you have long lines. It's going to just exacerbate the lines. We were able to solve it very quickly. We had a very short delay, but we got it resolved quickly. A 2019 University of Houston research study found that vote centers have a small positive impact on traditionally lower turnout elections, but no effect on higher turnout elections. Researchers concluded that any small increase in turnout is temporary. So I'll leave you with this. Why do we need to fix a system that is not broken? I respectfully ask that you keep precinct-based voting on Election Day in Denton County. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Next, let's go to Jaquez Jones. Is that right? Did I do that right? Okay. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Jaquez Jones. I'm 17 years old, and I'm a proud resident of the city of Little Elm. And after witnessing the irregularities in the 2020 election, I felt compelled to become more involved in my civic life and in government. And because of this, I'm proud to say I've served as a student clerk since the 2024 election. I've served in every single election, both early voting and election day. I do this because I care deeply about election integrity, and I care for the sanctity of each individual's vote. I care so much for this nation and the state of Texas. And through my experience, I've had the privilege of speaking to elected officials from across the country who, like myself, care deeply about election integrity too. And I always tell them the same thing. I just feel that Denton County seems to get it right. We have paper ballots, we have poll watchers, and we have trained professionals on standby who are ready to assist every voter with any need that they may have. Our system works, and I believe it works well. That's why I'm here to speak in opposition for the proposal for countywide voting centers. I believe the change would raise new concerns for election integrity and the value of each individual vote. Section 42006A of the Texas Election Code limits voting precincts to just 5,000 registered voters. And this isn't a bureaucratic rule, but rather it helps simplify and allows for our election officials and elected officials to understand the demographics and number of eligible voters in each precinct. It also is a way to look, have oversight, and root out election fraud. Switching to countywide voting centers would create longer lines, increase stress on staff like myself, and make it more difficult for election officials like yourself to interact with your constituents. Unfortunately, there is a narrative being pushed that thousands of voters are being turned away from each voting center for voting in the wrong voting precinct. But based on my firsthand experience, this couldn't be further from the truth. I can count on maybe 2 hands the amount of people that I've seen turned away or had to turn away from our polling site. I fully support Denton County's voting system. I believe it's transparent. I believe that everyone understands the rules, and I think it's effective. I urge you to preserve the trust that I have in you to uphold election integrity and shoot down this proposal. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, next is Rich Wilson. Good morning.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Morning, sir.
Rich Wilson from Sanger, Texas. I'm here to speak in opposition to voting centers. I mean, we hear, and I've heard it, and I know I spoke before, how the majority of counties do not have voting centers. But voting centers is sent out as it's a convenience. Convenient is not how we want to run our elections as a state, county, or a country. I came from a state, escaped, however you want to say it, a state that had moved elections to strictly mail-in voting. You couldn't even vote in person anymore. That is not the direction we want to go, and that's where convenience leads the way, and that's not the way of a good country or state. I witnessed one election for a governor's race. The governor's race was very close. The Republican candidate won. It was very tight, so they did a recount. He won at the recount. Well, then we found all these boxes of mail-in ballots that we couldn't find for that, and all of a sudden the Democrat candidate won. So mail-in voting leads to, in my opinion, fraud, but it also leads into all kinds of other issues where ballots get lost, they get found, it's not the way to run an election. So convenience should not be the method we use to determine how we run our elections, and I strongly want precinct voting, not only on election day, I'd prefer it early voting as well. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Next is Ann Markwell. Good morning.
Morning, ma'am.
My name is Ann Markwell. I live in Dallas at 17651 Millwood Place, and I am in Denton County, just a small sliver.
Good. Well,
that
we're glad
is
to have
proud
you.
to be in Denton County. And I'm speaking in opposition to vote centers and in support of precinct-level voting places. I've worked elections as a clerk, judge, alternate judge, and poll watcher since the 1990s. Not every election, but I have many years of experience. When voters arrive at a polling place on election day and may get directed to another polling place, they still get an opportunity to vote. People aren't just simply turned away. They aren't disenfranchised. The number who might not get a chance to vote is a much smaller subgroup than that. The concern then is really only about those people, a small percentage who may show up, probably near 7 p.m. when there isn't time to get to the correct voting polling place. If it's early in the day and too far to drive, that's mostly likely a different problem, such as a voter who moved and didn't re-register at their new address. We have them fill out a statement of residence form, which gets them registered in the right place for the next election. That's still a small percentage, which could almost always be solved if they voted early. A strong republic requires an informed electorate. This includes doing the homework of not only who to vote for, but where to vote. In order to balance convenience and election integrity, we should not adopt vote centers for Election Day. For those needing extra help with logistics for any reason, there are 2 weeks of early voting that are effectively at vote centers. There are actually 14 times more opportunities to vote countywide during that period. In the event there is a need to audit elections, vote centers make it almost impossible to conduct an audit due to data that's restricted for the sake of ballot secrecy. If there is an election challenge, we must be able to achieve a valid audit. We must be able to maintain election integrity. I urge you not to adopt Election Day vote centers for Denton County. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Adrian Taylor Scott.
Good morning.
Good morning, glad to have you.
My name is Adrian Taylor Scott, and I'm a volunteer deputy register, as well as a paid election worker, as well as a precinct chair for Corinth Democrats 3160. I am here in support of countywide voting. My experience has been, while working as an election worker, that our voters are growing tired and weary. Voters are voting during their lunch breaks, after work, after they've taken care of their children. Sometimes they can barely make it to the voting polls before they close, only to find out that they're at the wrong voting location, or that their voting location has changed and they weren't aware of it. Voters like myself are doing our part to make it more accessible, not convenient, but more accessible for voters to vote and get out the vote. We show up at recreation centers, churches to do register and register voters. We are spending our days all day working the polls from sunup to sundown, helping voters at the curbside, setting up, tearing down chairs and tables at voting locations and dropping off ballots. And for what? Only to, during the day, have turned away voters because they didn't know they were at the wrong voter location or that their voting location has changed. I've experienced turning away Republicans as well as Democrats alike. I have turned away the elderly and first-time voters. Some of them were so frustrated after a long day, who knows if they even went on to the correct location. Life is hard enough to navigate without going through obstacle course to vote. I propose that voting polls be countywide, because if you make it to the voting poll, you should be able to cast your vote. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Next is Joel Flangman does not wish to speak. Next is Lisa Dyer. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. My name is Lisa Dyer, and I reside at 11005 Cartwright Drive in Denton. My husband and I moved to Texas from Virginia 8 years ago, where we resided first in Justin for 5 years and now in Denton for the past 3 years. Having been a voter in 4 different states, we love Texas. We love the convenience of early voting. We have taken advantage of that in almost every election. I love the fact that we can go to our neighborhood polls. Once I went outside of my neighborhood precinct location, and it made it very easy. The only time I've ever been in line was the day that I voted, and that was on me. I waited to the last minute, and I did have a line. It was the 2020 presidential election, but it was still, pretty smooth. I am encouraging you and asking you that as you make this hard decision on where to go, that you would vote in favor of keeping the current system and voting against doing the voting centers. I feel that if you go down to voting centers, you are going to a smaller amount of voting locations. Currently, people have in our current system, people can go vote wherever it's most convenient to them if they go vote during the early voting 2-week time period.
Yeah.
They can vote close to work, they can go vote close to where they drop children off for daycare, they can still vote in their own current precinct. They really have every option available to them. And to me, that's almost like having a voter center at your convenience. So keeping the current system in place, I think voters have more of a choice of where they want to go vote, when they want to go vote, and it makes it nice and easy for them. My fear is that if you go to the voting centers and you reduce the number of locations, you run the risk of disenfranchising your voters, because then they don't have that nice convenience if they want to go to their own precinct area where it's nice and close and to their home. And so I hope that you vote for keeping the current system and not the voting centers. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. And next is Alethea Ivest.
Or West.
Oh, I'm
West?
sorry, hello.
West.
Aletha West. Good morning. Thanks for, sorry I
It's
fumbled the name.
it's hard to tell.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is former Councilwoman Alethea West, and I had just relocated to the Denton area from Kentucky. And I would just like to share something with you all. I am in support of creating countywide voting centers. And the reason why, and the only thing I can do is speak from my experience in Kentucky.
Sure.
In Kentucky.
Well, welcome to Texas.
Yes, thank you. Christian County, Kentucky, where I'm from, is the second largest county by square miles in Kentucky, in the state of Kentucky. The city of Hopkinsville is part of a tri-city area, which is Nashville, Tennessee, Clarksville, Tennessee, and then Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Due to that, the size of that county and looking at the size of this county, our voters are our workers, and they work every day, and they work near and far. And so I'm in support of voting centers for this county. I don't know much about your county just yet because I haven't looked at your numbers. But I am in support of that because we had to deal with that as well. We did go with voting centers because it was in support of the citizens. I know that in this country right now, we're dealing with a lot of uncertainty when it comes to political parties. We're dealing with the worst of disenfranchised. We're dealing with the worst of lack of integrity. One thing that I know about these election workers and the counties is that they work really hard to ensure that our elections are of integrity, and I thank you for that. Now, what I want to say is please consider the voters. We do not know what people go through every day. It is so many people in this county and in this country, but they're dealing with a lot of different issues. Convenience, yes, it seems like, oh, we're just trying to be convenient. No, but convenience sometimes is consideration. Consideration, like I look at this particular city where you see a lot of hospitals and care centers all over. And I was like, wow, because it's totally different from Kentucky. But what I realize is what that is you're trying to reach your people wherever you can, and if they have an emergency, you want to help them. So with this, with countywide voting centers, I just encourage you to consider the people, consider helping them, shore up our election process. And when I say shore it up, I don't think of fraud. What I think of is letting the people know we are consistent, and this is how the process works because we're going to make sure that your vote counts. So while you all think on these things, I just ask you to consider the people, consider yourselves, and always consider that as Americans, many of us did not always have the privilege and the right to vote. So thank you and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Teresa, is that all of the speakers? Okay, that's what I thought too. I want to thank all of y'all for being here today. I appreciate y'all's thoughtful comments and concerns, how each one of y'all expressed that in your timeliness to our time constraints. I'll go ahead and take a pause if y'all want to take a pause. If any of y'all want to leave, we'll go ahead and take a 1-minute recess. If anyone needs to leave the courtroom, totally understand. A resolution recognizing Dana Twilley's retirement. Dana, where are you? Is she here? Oh, there you are. Hey, good morning. We're glad to have you.
Thank you.
This is a very special day for you.
Yes.
Dana, we appreciate your years of service to the county. I'll read this proclamation here. We'll be happy to hear any comments from your co-workers, and then we will let you have the last word. Does that sound good?
Yes, thank you.
All right, so good. So this is a resolution honoring Dana Twilley for 18 years of service to Denton County. The Denton County Commissioners Court, Denton County, Texas, during a regular session on the 29th day of July 2025, considered the following resolution. Whereas Dana Twilley has been a loyal employee of the Denton County Juvenile Probation Department since September the 27th, 2006, and will retire on July 31st, 2025, after over 18 years of service. Whereas Dana began her juvenile justice career with the Texas Juvenile Justice Department as a juvenile corrections officer in May of 2002, supervising juvenile offenders in a state correctional facility. In September of 2006, Dana moved to Denton, Texas, and began her Denton County service with the Juvenile Probation Department as a juvenile supervision officer in the juvenile detention facility. As a juvenile supervision officer, Dana provided supervision of detained youth until she was promoted to a juvenile probation officer position in the department's detention intake unit in September of 2007. Dana has continued in this position, faithfully serving the Juvenile Probation Department and citizens of Denton County for the last 18 years. And whereas Dana has devoted herself to the betterment of children and families who have encountered the Denton County Juvenile Probation Department, she has earned the respect of her peers, supervisors, and juvenile justice professionals here in the state of Texas. Dana has been a dedicated employee, always making time to help others in her unit and outside of her unit. Dana's professionalism and attention to detail have helped the families she has served, along with co-workers who surround her. Whereas Dana plans to return to Bremen, Texas with her family, and she is looking forward to reuniting with her extended family where she was raised. And whereas the Juvenile Probation Department would like to thank Dana for her years of service and contributions to the department, and we wish her well in her retirement. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Denton County Commissioners Court, Denton County, Texas, does hereby extend to Dana Twilley our sincere and grateful appreciation for her service to Denton County. We congratulate Dana on her well-earned retirement and extend our best wishes to her for continued success, happiness, and good health in the years to come. Done in open court this the 29th day of July 2025 upon a motion made by Commissioner Mitchell, second by Commissioner Edmondson. Well, Dana, I want to say thank you for all that you've done for the youth here in our county. I know that that's a meaningful job. It's a meaningful role that you play, and hopefully you've, and I trust based on that proclamation there submitted by your peers and supervisors that you left a lasting positive impact on the youth here in Denton County, that you had the privilege of touching their lives. And although they were going through a very difficult time, yes, hopefully they were made better by your input into their life and those of your colleagues. So thank you for your years of service. And where's Bremen at?
Bremen is 1 hour south of Waco.
Okay, good. Okay, you're not going too far. All right, very good, very good. Members, do you have any other comments?
I just want to thank you for your service. Dealing with our juveniles this day and age can be tough sometimes. Yep. And I want to thank you for staying there, making sure that they had a better life. I appreciate your service and enjoy your retirement.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Tough job.
Thank you. All right, you want to say anything you'd like to say? Dana will give you the last word.
Yes.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Just want to say a few things about Dana. She's been with us a long time, as you just read, and I'm reminded of Colossians 3:17, which tells us that whatever we do, in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord. The words commitment, dedication, reliability, we often talk about that, when we're going through these retirement resolutions and celebrations. And they are indeed words that apply to Dana. But the word that came to me as I was thinking about what to say this morning is faithfulness. She's been a faithful employee, but first and foremost, I know Dana to be a woman of faith. She's active in her church as a musician, and as a woman of faith in her Lord, I'm here to tell you that faithfulness has been on display in her work. She's been a model of professionalism in dealing with the public and key persons that are involved in the juvenile justice system, from attorneys to the court system, the families, their kids. She's highly proficient in her job, and her supervisor described her this way when we were talking about her follow-through and her communication. The word that came up was impeccable. And I truly believe that she's been a mentor to her fellow intake officers, and especially to those newer to the detention intake unit over the years. So, Dana, on behalf of Chief Matt Merrick, your juvenile probation family, we want to tell you that we will miss you. Miss you being there as part of our work days, but at the same time, we are definitely happy for you. And in closing, what I want to say is, well done, good and faithful servant. And we pray for and truly believe that God's blessings will be on this next chapter of your life.
Amen, amen. All right.
So, first and foremost, I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
All right.
I'm an emotional person, so y'all just pray I get through this.
You are not the first retiree to shed a tear at that.
I want to thank the Commissioners Court and Judge Eads for this opportunity and recognition today. The Denton County family has been good to me and my family. I consider it a blessing to have worked for this county. Much has changed since I stepped through the doors of the Charlie Cole building in 2006. I count it as a blessing to have had this career, to be able to work closely with court professionals. I worked with Judge Whitten first, and then I had the pleasure of working with Judge McCary. Worked with the district attorneys closely in law enforcement. Working with at-risk youth has become increasingly more difficult over the years, especially just in these last several years. We are seeing mental health issues now more than ever, and so I would just urge the Commissioner's Court, and I thank you for the support you've already given this county with mental health issues. We do need to seek for more ways to support our mental health youth. I want to thank all of my coworkers in juvenile detention and probation. They have such a tough job. I want to thank my coworkers in the intake unit especially. And I will encourage them to do this. If you view your work as just a job, you're not going to be able to find any fulfillment, and it will always be hard if you view it as just a job. But you must focus on a larger purpose. For me, the purpose was not to be happy in my job. It was to be useful, to be honorable, and to be compassionate towards everyone that I came in contact with. Henry David Thoreau put it this way: to affect the quality of the day, that is the highest of arts. So I came to work each day wanting to affect the quality of the day by making it better for someone else. I want to personally thank my chief, Matt Merrick, who's been a great support for our whole probation department, and he goes to battle for things that he knows we need. Dave Liddington, our assistant. Thank you, Dave. It's encouraging to know that when you go through life changes and you have hard times, you know when you lose family members that you have your coworkers that are praying for you. So I want to thank you, Dave Liddington, because I know that you personally have done that. Joyce DeFazio, who is my immediate supervisor. She's always been honest. She's been fair to each staff. She's always shown integrity at all times as my supervisor. And I can't thank her enough. She is the go-to person at juvenile probation. If people need an answer, they go to her. Cindy Pradier, she was a great supervisor, and now she is a deputy. She's a great leader. I consider you a friend, and I thank you for all your support. I would like to leave you all with a charge. He has shown you, O mortal, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you, to act justly and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. That's Micah 6:8. Thank you again.
I love those comments. Those are an example for every employee working for this county. We do have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Judge,
Yes, ma'am.
may we make some comments?
Yes, we did. Okay, go ahead.
Dana, God bless you. 18 years working with teenagers. I mean, most of us expect to do that for like 4 to 6 years. So you have been called by God to a very special mission field. And I can't thank you enough for doing what you've been doing. And I know we'll miss you, but the impact that you've had is unmeasurable in these young people. Thank you so much.
Perfect. All right, any other comments? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you.
Everybody right here?
All right, next let's go to item 3B, which is a presentation on the 97th Annual North Texas Fair and Rodeo, August the 15th through the August 24th. And we have Glenn and Carl here with us, so good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Glad to have y'all here.
Right here. Okay. First of all, I want to compliment whoever put the agenda together. That was nice to be able to follow Dana's presentation and.
You like that?
Not the voting procedures debate. Right button, okay. Well, thank you all for having us.
You bet.
It's been a while since we've done this, so I felt like we needed to do an update. We're getting ready to start our 97th annual, which doesn't mean we want to forget 97, 98, or 99, thinking about 100 coming up in about 3 years. But I think we've really put together a great fair for this year, and we want to share that with you.
Thank you.
Years of tradition, 97 years of legacy, more than 35 headlining artists. This summer, experience the tradition. 10 nights of rodeos and concerts, hundreds of exhibits, games, and rides. It's what cowboys do, and cowgirls too.
That is our 30-second television spot and social media spot. I'd like to brag on that just a little bit if I can. We entered that commercial into a competition, international competition of 30-second TV commercials. The International Association of Fairs and Events gave it first prize. First place.
Good.
Congratulations.
2 years in a row, we entered it in the Texas Association of Fairs and Events, and 2 years in a row, it also won first prize. So we're very proud of that spot and that commercial.
Who did it? I need to know. We'll talk later.
Thank you. And as you know, great organizations are made up of people. And as many of you know, we went through a retirement in my office this last year. And so this is the current staff. Hannah Figg is our marketing and media manager. Allison Hobbold is our new executive assistant. J.C. Bolin is our office administrative intern. And they keep me on my toes. If you add all their ages together, they are still a little bit older than I am, but they are young and they are very sharp. And we're very lucky to have them. This is our executive board. Many of these people you all may know. Carl Anderson is our president and chairman of the board. Lane Brewer is the vice president. Mark Foster, vice president. Jim Fikes, vice president. Jody Gonzalez, vice president of government affairs. Mickey Black is our secretary. Randy Robinson, our treasurer. Here's our board of directors. It's made up of 23 members, and I'm going to tell you something about this board. These are blue-collar, hard-working people. All of these people have come up through the ranks at the fair, working on various committees, putting in countless hours, and they truly love the event and they love to serve. It's a fantastic board to work for. So. But these are the folks you can't do it without. Over 700 volunteers come out each year to help put on this great community event. These people are generational. Many of them are second and third generations. Their parents volunteered and were involved. Grandparents volunteered and were involved. And these people take vacations where they take off the whole week and longer so they can put 100% of their time and effort into this fair, and that's what makes it great. The definition of association is a group of purpose with a common goal, and this group definitely proves that to be true. Okay, now these are some attractions we've got coming this year, so forgive me when I read this part. The CoServe brings us the Wildlife Windy Tropical Bird Show. This show provides an up-close and personal encounter with most entertaining species of birds in the world. Audiences are instantly intrigued by the majestic macaws as they present incredible physical abilities as well as their vivacious personalities. Crowds are amazed and laugh out loud at the antics of the talking, singing parrots, while rarely seen species such as Swanse's toucan and the African turako captivate all, utilizing traditional favorites of trick, performing, mimicking, and free flight combined with fascinating facts. Our next attraction is AgriGolf. It's a unique, entertaining way to learn about agriculture and farming while having fun on the fairgrounds. Our specialized holes are designed to showcase your state's agricultural facts and provide a fun-filled experience for the whole family. And then once again, Swifty Swine. If you've never been to a pig race, you're in for a real treat. Swifty and his friends don't do it for the money. What they really want is the Oreo cookie waiting at the finish line on the silver platter. We're not just rodeos and we're not just concerts. We have a lot of things to entertain the family. The Peterbilt's Kids Zone we'll host the agri-golf, the Swifty Swine, petting zoo, trackless train, and many other community events. Our livestock shows will feature a steer show, heifer, junior steer show, junior heifer show, swine show, market goats, market lambs, and our very popular No Limit show. The No Limit show is brought to you by our friends at Bill Letter Ford, and this is where we assist kids with special needs to show the animal of their choice, and it really brings a smile to your face. It's a great, great event. Our rodeos, we have 5 different formats. Our PRCA rodeo will start us off. Then we go to our ranch rodeo, which is actually local ranches, many from Denton County, that compete to be the best cowboys and the best ranchers around. We follow that by our youth rodeo, and then we have bull riding for 3 nights, and then the last day is Celebration del Toro, which is a American freestyle bullfighting that is very, very popular. Last year was the first year to do that, and that's the picture on the bottom right. The crowd really loved it, so that is backed by popular demand. And this is Denton's own Riley Webb, 2-time world champion tie-down roper.
Hi folks, Riley Webb. I just wanted to take a minute and wish my hometown and my hometown rodeo the best of luck in 2025. Good luck to Denton and the North Texas Fair and Rodeo.
So we're watching Riley closely. He right now is setting second in the world standings by just a few $100s. It's a tough race between him and the first place guy, but Riley is a very good and citizen and a great representative of our county. So you can't do it without sponsors, and there they are. And we are blessed each year that the ones we have keep coming back, and we just continue to gain sponsors. This really takes a lot of burden off the Fair Association financially to have these great folks help us. Some new ones this year, Caring Companion Caregiver, Big Bully Turf, Stoltz Climate Customized, Portillo's, Landmark by Hillwood, Plains Capital Bank, Sun State Equipment, Drive Like a Texan. So these are some new ones. We'd like to showcase them and thank them for getting involved with this great community event. As many of you know, following the fair, we do an annual golf tournament. A little bit of history on this golf. We've actually done this golf tournament for many, many years, 30 years, and we would normally get 50 to 70 golfers. Well, last year, with the blessing of Walt Garrison's family, we renamed it the Walt Garrison Classic, and Walt's wishes were that half of the proceeds would fund scholarships at Oklahoma State University's rodeo team, and the rest would fund our scholarships or help fund our scholarships at the North Texas Fair and Rodeo. We had over 216 players. The tournament raised $28,000. So it was a huge success. This year we are actually expanding that. So we want to save that date, October 20th. And October 19th, Walt had 2 very good friends that are very famous songwriters. Paul Overstreet had 27 #1 hits. Forever and Ever Amen by Randy Travis. When You Say Nothing at All by Keith Whitley. Same Old Me, George Jones. Scott Emmerich, the second songwriter, wrote Toby Keith's As Good As I Once Was, Beer for My Horses, I Love This Bar. These guys are donating their time to come to town on October 19th and put on a free acoustic show, which we will have at Datku Stadium with a meal and starting the inaugural North Texas Fair and Rodeo Hall of Fame. And speaking of our Hall of Fame, this is the inaugural class that will be inducted on October 19th. Stock contractor Sammy Andrews has been our stock contractor at the North Texas Fair and Rodeo since 1989. And actually last year was inducted into the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame. Walt Garrison is our second inductee. Walt was the voice of the North Texas Fair and Rodeo on many, many TV commercials, radio commercials over the years, served on our board of directors. And Walt truly loved the fair, and of course we're carrying on his legacy with the golf tournament. So Dr. W.C. Kimbrough, he's the reason we have the property we have. He donated or sold the original 22 acres there on Carroll Boulevard to the Fair Association in 1946 for $5. I think he cut us a deal. So Dr. Kimbrough will be honored. And then James Roden was our first executive director, who was there 1985 through 1999 and actually took the fair from 3 days to 9 days. So he put us over 2 weekends, which is good rain insurance if you're in the event business. So
right.
These gentlemen will be inducted on October 19th. Our charitable contributions and economic impact, over $12 million of annual economic impact on the city of Denton, over $22 million on Denton County. We're very proud of those numbers. And then approximately $994,000 in charitable contributions with our associates in 2024. This includes North Texas State Fair Association, Denton County Livestock Association, and the Blue Ribbon Club. So we're very proud of those numbers. And then the thing that everybody always wants to see is who's playing. You may have already seen it. It is out there, but this is the musical lineup for the 2025 North Texas Fair and Rodeo.
Straight for the sky, bucking and a snoring, yeah, damn sure ain't through everything. In the town of Pecos, got the whole folks on my side, gonna win top money. I'm a rodeo man. Coming through the dark, stumbling around, falling down, I don't know where to run. There's a dark place inside my head where the light down the stairs. She rode in them wagons when the Wild West was won. Took the canyons and seen you and they honky tonk. The way you're slipping that neon on. Girl, follow me, everything is alright. I'll be the one to tuck you in at night. And if you want to tus historias, por eso es que ves tanto corazón. Soy bien fan de ti, mi amor. Nada más con verte.
Well, we feel like we've got something there for young, for old, and everything in between. We do try to spread that out to all demographics, and to get as many people to the fair as possible. Now our chairman and president, we have a presentation for you all, and is Carl Anderson.
Good morning, Carl. I want to thank you for all your years of leadership in addition to Glenn. Thank you both guys.
Well, I was just really here for Glenn's back. You know, I had it. So I know we had police in here too, but anyway, first of all, we can't thank y'all enough for y'all's support through the years, and you know, with the hotel motel tax and everything y'all have done for us. So we really appreciate that. And what we want to do is one of the biggest things out there that honors people. I was telling Commissioner Mitchell she's going to have to get some blue jeans to go along with this buckle we're about to give her. So I think she can pull it off.
I bet she can.
So what we'd like to do is give each one of y'all this belt buckle. There's one for Commissioner Eads.
I think that's Judge Eads.
Right.
Whatever. Dad is the best title.
I'm with you.
Thank you, Glenn. We're going to come down there and do it. Oh, how nice. Oh, wow. It's not end up in the...
Yeah, that's really cool.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna get pictures down there.
Oh, my gosh.
The picture, I just want to thank the North Texas fair and rodeo for their almost a century of service here to Denton County. And I'll tell you, I appreciate what you do actually year-round in providing your facility there and be a partner to our Denton County AgriLife and our 4-H and the youth fair that you have there and all the other events that through your generosity probably wouldn't happen if it wasn't for, spirit of community, your spirit of partnership. Y'all make me proud throughout the year. And I'm also proud of not only your heart for service, but your economic impact that you provide to the city of Denton and across the county, and really across North Texas as people come to the fair. Many people know I'm very active in Rotary, and whenever we have a foreign exchange student, they always arrive the week before the fair, and they come from all over the world, usually cool climates, and they come to Texas, and I always get that 17 or 8-year-old with our family and take them up there to the fair, and they get to have a corny dog and a Dr. Pepper, which they've never had before, and enjoy the festivities. And I'm always proud to take not only my family, but also our exchange students up there, because let them get a true taste of Texas lifestyle. And so really, I'm proud of y'all. I'm proud of our potential future partnership and new and different ways that make the fair even more viable and expand its reach across North Texas for a next century. So anyway, thank y'all for all that you do, and I know the members may want to have some comments as well. So
if you don't mind, Judge.
Go ahead.
I don't have the statistics, but I would assume, and you guys may, that we probably have one of the most successful small towns, because it's still kind of a small town. We're not competing against the Texas State Fair, but when it comes to local fairs, I bet we have one of the most successful by far, not only in the state of Texas, but across the country. And that's attributed to not only yourselves, but the board and all the volunteers that do endure the heat that we have here in Texas. And of course, it waited to this time to start getting close to the 100-day weather. But nevertheless, you guys, hats off to yourselves and the local community for all the support. Because if you can do all kinds of stuff, but if the citizens don't come out to support you, it doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, you guys have done a heck of a job, and I'm proud to be involved. And I'll tell you, this is very, very well done. You guys, this is an extremely nice gift. So thank you so much. Not necessary, but absolutely, I will wear it with pride.
Thank you.
Thank you, two gentlemen.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
No,
Yeah, go
we
ahead.
thank you all. The North Texas Fair is always fun, always hot, but it's Texas and summer. But we do appreciate the partnership you guys have with us, and it is an and that was a great 30-second run too. So.
Absolutely. I never thought I'd hear Sawyer Brown played in the courtroom, so
No,
that was fun this morning. That was fun. Anyone else?
I just want to thank you guys, and thanks to everyone that makes this possible. It's always nice when I was a little girl to have something, a fair to go to, and this one is the best.
Thank you.
We don't think about Dallas, we think about Denton County. Thank you for all you do and your participation in the community.
Right.
All the things that you give back to
Year
our
round.
community. Yeah,
Year round,
the
not
fair
just the
time.
10 days.
Yeah, thank you so much.
This is an absolutely wonderful belt buckle, and I didn't even have to stay on a bull to get it.
That's right.
I got to go home and show my husband, because he's got several of these that he earned, and I got one too. So thank you guys for
Well,
that.
even if you don't wear it, they're a great display piece for a shelf or a bookshelf or
You
something.
bet.
They're great displays.
Thanks for all you do. As we've pointed out, you are good community servants, and we appreciate y'all so much. And we're going to have a great fair again this year.
Perfect. Well, let's take a break, and we'll take a picture down here with our buckles, and then we'll be able to move on to the next item.
Hold on.
Gustavo wants the belt buckle. No, you can't have it.
Unless you're willing to ride the bull.
I mean, I've got one you
All
can sit
right.
on top of. He doesn't throw you.
I'm going to skip forward briefly. Let's go to item 8C, approval of the creation of a temporary community diversion coordinator position for the County Criminal Court number 4, and any appropriate action. The chair will move for approval.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Williams. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Judge
Thank you,
Peel,
Judge.
for being here. I want to get her, release her back to her docket.
Didn't even see you.
All right, let's go to item 4A, which is a public hearing for Tuesday, July 29, 2025, to consider, approve, and/or take appropriate action for a special use permit for 4 Horse Edition located in the Lake Ray Roberts Planning and Zoning District, LRR 042500007. The property is R745133, is located in Commissioner Precinct 1. Do we have a motion to open a public hearing?
Move to open.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. We are in a public hearing. Is there anyone in attendance wishing to speak in favor of or opposed to the special use permit? Is there anyone in attendance wishing to speak in favor of or opposed to the special use permit? Hearing none, is there a motion to close the public hearing?
Move to close.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Move to approve.
We have a motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. All right, let's go to item 4B, which is a public hearing for Tuesday, July 29, 2025, to consider, approve, and/or take appropriate action for a special use permit for a covered riding arena with stables for private use in Lake Ray Roberts Planning and Zoning District, LRR 0625008. The property is R1015403, is located in Commissioner Precinct 1. Do we have a motion to open the public hearing?
Move to open.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. We are in a public hearing. Is there anyone in attendance wishing to speak in favor of or opposed to the special use permit? Is there anyone in attendance wishing to speak in favor of or opposed to the special use permit? Hearing none, do we have a motion to close the public hearing?
Move to close.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Approve.
We have a motion for approval by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 4C, a public hearing set for Tuesday, July 29, 2025, to consider, approve, and/or take appropriate action for a variance request to exceed the maximum height requirement located in Lake Ray Roberts Planning and Zoning District. This is LRR 062500009. The property R1015403 is located in Commissioner Precinct 1.
Move to open.
We have a motion to open the public hearing by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. We are in a public hearing. Is there anyone in attendance wishing to speak in favor of or opposed to the variance request? Anyone in attendance wishing to speak in favor of or opposed to the variance request? Hearing none, is there a motion to close the public hearing?
Move to close.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve the SUP by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Real quick, the 4A, B, and C, Lake Ray Roberts P and Z did vote on all these unanimously 7-0 to approve. Just wanted to let everybody know that. Thank you, Judge.
Perfect. All right. We have a motion and a second. Any other comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Okay. Next, let's go to item 5A, which is approval of the bill report, payments from CSD Community Corrections, TAIP, Sheriff's Training, Sheriff's Forfeiture, VIT, interest, and DA forfeiture funds are presented for recording purposes only. Please proceed. Good morning.
There's no changes this week. Recommend to approve as presented.
All right. Do we have a motion for approval as presented?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Mitchell, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Let's go back to item 2A, which is approval to order making appointments and any appropriate action.
Move to approve.
And item 2B is approval of payroll. We have a motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next, let's go back to item 6A, approval of purchase of a Cohesity M365 on AWS subscription from Presidio Network Solutions Group LLC through the Texas Department of Information Resources DIR Cooperative Contract DIR CPO 5532 in the amount of $70,928.50.
I'll move approval.
Motion by Commissioner Edmondson, second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Okay. Next, let's go to item 6B, approve the purchase of a, I don't like paper clips. All right, let's go to item 6B, approval of purchase of a Pierce Velocity Aerial 107-inch ladder, foot ladder truck and Pierce Velocity second generation pumper from Sidens Martin Emergency Group LLC through Buy Board Cooperative Contract 74624 in amount of $3,180,492.38. The chair move for approval.
And I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion?
Thank you, Judge.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries
I
unanimously.
just want to thank the gentleman for putting all this effort and time into getting all this stuff put together for us so we can get these things approved.
Absolutely.
And purchased, and obviously purchasing as
I,
well.
I think it's a great point, Commissioner, and I do just want to say we're in, this is, the purchase of this equipment is a big day for the county.
Yes, it
I'm
is.
the son of a fireman, that's why I wanted to make sure I made the motion.
Yeah.
But, no, the next steps that this county's taken is truly landmark and legacy setting, and I think it's going to be an example of how counties can deliver fire service across the state of Texas in our new and innovative ways. That the full court has had a spirit of unity about our concept to extend fire service into the county. And I was watching a story last night on the news about Collin County and how the residents in the county are dealing with a fire shortage and going to have an election and going to have a potential loss of fire coverage in the next few months. And so, and they're dealing with this, and I wish them all the best and blessings to them. They're going through that just like we are, and how do we tackle this new dynamic that Texas counties are dealing with legislative changes. And so I do believe that this is a meaningful endeavor that we're going through, and it's going to be a very cost-efficient and method to deliver these services in a timely manner. And so I'm excited to be a part of it, Commissioner Edmondson.
Judge, I am a world-class shopper, black belt in shopping, but I've never bought a fire truck before. This is so exciting. You guys have done great.
Well, they're
and-
expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see
Yes,
that.
sir. But anyway, congratulations. This is a wonderful, good start for us to put out really the model program for, I hope, the whole state at some point.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And unfortunately, this is not like buying a vehicle. It's like buying a vehicle during COVID. You won't see it for a long time.
Right.
So, I mean, it takes a couple years before we'll even see these.
That's good. We got to build a fire station to put it in.
Yeah, we got,
And
this is
then-
a pretty expensive asset I'd like to cover.
That's another expensive, it's an expensive line
Yeah,
of
we
work.
don't want to just stick it out.
But it's important, it's life-saving.
Yes,
Again, I do want to thank our whole fire marshal's office and everything they've done to create this system of delivery service, service delivery. So I want to thank them all for that. Great job, great job. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 6C, approval of award of RFP 252864 Guardianship Program to Harper Advocacy Incorporated and any appropriate action.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 7A, a report for miscellaneous equipment and software services presented for recording purposes only. Okay, and then we will go to item 7B, approval of the budget amendment request 202516 for the county jail to transfer $22,000 from non-departmental unappropriated contingency to out-of-county prisoner expense for $306,120 from the sheriff's communications salary assistance to county jail overtime cash option outside the budget amendment and human resources policy as recommended by the budget office for a total transfer of $328,120. Funds are needed due to a shortage of detention officers and to cover the costs of inmates housed at the Cook County Jail.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Falconer, seconded by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion? All in favor? Yes, did you say something?
I just want to say we got a chance to attend the graduation for the detention officers yesterday, and I think it was 22 of them.
Yeah.
And they're on their way to trying to fulfill all the spots.
Yeah,
Fill
this
all
is,
those-
this
fill
is
all
kind of a
those spots.
catch-up,
Yeah.
in a sense. We run a month behind on our, a month behind, that sounds like we're delinquent on our payments, but the way these invoices run and the way we pay is kind of a month behind. And so, talking with the sheriff, obviously, because I've had many discussions, yeah, he feels very confident, obviously, with this new group that's come through. And it, you know, you can hire a lot of them, but it takes a little while to get them
On board.
trained
Yeah.
and actually where they're able to benefit from their abilities. So I think we're going to see a major decline in all these areas over the next few months. So,
I'm looking forward to it.
yes, everybody is, obviously. Thank you.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Let's go back to 5B. Thank you, Bianca. Let's go to acceptance and approval of the monthly financial reports through May 2025. Chair, move for approval.
Oh, second.
Second by Commissioner Williams. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Let's just go to item 7B, approval of budget amendment request two, we just did that one.
Yep.
Okay, let's go to 7C, approval of budget amendment request 202517 and 202519 to increase revenues by $9,500,000 for an unanticipated $9,500,000 collected in taxes to be transferred to the permanent improvement unappropriated contingency for additional revenues to be allocated for capital project expenditures in an effort to reduce the amount of long-term debt that needs to be issued in any appropriate action.
I'll move approval.
Motion by Commissioner Edmondson, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 7D, approval of budget amendment request 202521 for the Fire Marshal's Office to transfer $3,177,491 from the Permanent Improvement Fund unappropriated contingency to the Denton County Fire Rescue Capital Equipment to purchase a ladder truck and fire engine for the Denton County Fire EMS Master Plan implementation.
I'd like to move that, Judge.
Motion by Commissioner Edmondson,
Second.
second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 8A, report from Human Resource regarding hiring actions of elected officials. This is presented for recording purposes only. Gustavo.
Judge, Commissioners, good morning. We have one promotion in juvenile probation, one demotion in juvenile probation, one new hire in juvenile probation, one promotion in Constable Precinct 1, one promotion in Constable Precinct 5, one rehire in Constable Precinct 5, one new hire in the District Attorney's Office, one rehire in the District Attorney's Office, one promotion in the District Clerk, 4 new hires in the Sheriff's Office, all of them are detention officer ones, 2 new hires in the Tax Office, and 2 promotions in the Tax Office. That's it for this week.
Perfect, thank you. That's again for recording purposes only. Next, let's go to item 8B, approval of order maker reporting for elected officials not reporting to Commissioners Court that is outside of county policy and any appropriate action. And I do believe we have Constable Boydston here. Did he want to make any comments, sir? Good morning, sir. Had a long meeting. Sorry, sir.
Oh, you're right. Thank you for giving me my time. I
Yes, sir.
appreciate that.
Yeah, appreciate your patience.
You know, surprisingly enough, I'm not here asking for more money. You know, I don't want any more money. I want to be fair to a current employee that's transferring from precinct 1 to precinct 5. Wes Tyler was chief deputy at 1. He is now going to come work for Constable Precinct 5 as a deputy. When he was hired as a chief deputy, he was hired at 16% above the minimum, which put his salary around $109. I'm asking, he's taking a demotion to be a deputy in Precinct 5. I'm asking that demotion be the 16% and not the 20% that the policy states he drops 5% per pay grade. Well, I think it's fair, the 16%, that's what he was hired at. Even with that, he has taken a $17,000 pay cut because he wants to stay with Denton County. I think we can be fair.
So restate that again. He's
Moving from 1 to 5.
he's going from a demotion. What did you say about the?
He's going from a 111 to 107.
By his choice, right?
Ma'am?
By his choice.
For obvious reasons, I think we all know why.
Oh, if you're not sure why,
I don't.
okay, no worries. He works for Precinct 1 Constable, and that constable doesn't show up for work, ever. And so he's running the office and, is not doesn't feel comfortable with some of the decisions that are asked to be made. And again, I'm not getting into why or who doesn't or whatever, but this gentleman decided to, he wants to stay with Denton County and there was an option to go work for Precinct 5, so he put in for that, got that opportunity. And so, yes, you are correct. It is his option, if you will, to make that move. But it's an unfortunate situation that we have here.
It is.
And then outside the policy, meaning that for every one pay grade you go down, it's 5%. So it would be 4 pay grades down would normally be 20%. What the constable's asking is to bring him back to where he was originally before he took the chief deputy's position that gave him the 16% increase. And so
Go back to his former deputy position.
that is correct, pay. And so,
Pay.
that's kind of the reasoning behind it. And, although, and I do appreciate obviously HR's input because that's their job and they're following the protocols and procedures that we have put in place, that we are reviewing, as we all know, and going through, to try to make it where there's a little more, exceptions that may be able to be made under certain circumstances. And this is a perfect example, in my opinion, of where the exception should be approved by us to allow this deputy for this situation.
I would concur with that.
I'll say that
And this is,
what I'm asking falls within the 107 pay grade.
Yeah.
It falls within the allowed amount.
it's just,
Constable, when would
it's
this
just the
take
motion
effect?
policy.
When will he come to work for you?
Friday.
Immediately.
I would like to hear from my human resource director.
Go ahead,
Judge,
Gustavo.
Commissioners, yes, Constable Boyston is correct.
I can't hear you.
He has been a chief deputy for a while. He's taking a demotion to move to Constable Boyston's precinct. The policy dictates a 20% demotion in pay. What he's asking is 16% demotion, which equals to $4,370 difference.
Okay. Any other questions or comments?
No, I have a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion?
I'm gonna vote for this, but I'm really not in favor of it.
Okay,
Fair enough.
I respect that.
Absolutely.
I respect that.
For the person, for the reasons
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I don't like the reasons either.
that he
Well, I don't
has
like
to
the
do
reasons
this.
that he had to move.
No, that's
I
the
mean,
part I don't like.
that's the hardest part, is he shouldn't be having to move.
Bad situation for him.
Unfortunately, I can't make it.
That's a
to-
different
Well,
issue.
put it on the agenda, my dear.
That's a different
Can
issue.
we put it on the agenda?
Yes.
Well, we have budget season coming up.
Yeah.
Constable, we appreciate your time. Thank you,
All
sir.
in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion
Okay,
carries
Bobby, we
unanimously.
love you.
I want to thank you, Constable, for coming in and advocating for your employee. Thank you, sir.
Thank you all so much.
And congratulations on your
Thank
other
you,
hire.
Constable.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
And thank you, HR, by the way. This is, again, not a stab at you guys. We know you're doing your job.
Understood.
Oh,
Did we do 7A yet, Judge?
Yes.
Let's go to item 8D, approval of the creation of a temporary position in the Public Health Department and any appropriate action. The Chair, okay. Motion by Commissioner Mitchell, the chair will second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 8E, approval of the request from the Public Health Department to downgrade of a nutritionist 2 position, pay grade 13, to a nutritionist 1 position, pay grade 12, and the deletion of an administrative specialist 2, pay grade 6, and the creation of an assistant WIC clinical professional, pay grade 6.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Falconer, second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Okay. next go to item 8F, approval of revision to HR policy 214, drug and alcohol. Do we have a motion for approval?
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Falconer, second by Commissioner Williams. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 10A, approval of the January Lane Business Park Final Plat, Lot 1, Block A. This is 9.278 acres located in Commissioner Precinct 4.
I'll move approval.
Motion by Commissioner Edmondson, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 10B, approval of the request to subdivide one lot from parcel R191361 on January Lane in an existing private road located in Commissioner Precinct 4.
I'll move approval.
Motion by Commissioner Edmondson, second by Commissioner Williams. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 10C, approval of the variance request VAR 06250003, not to bring January Lane to an existing private road up to county standard in order to subdivide one lot from parcel R191361 located in Commissioner Precinct 4.
I'll move approval.
Motion by Commissioner Edmondson. The chair will second. Any discussion?
Judge,
All-
could I take just a second? to explain
Yes,
this?
please.
This is a heartwarming thing. There's been a young man who worked on this farm that is in this plat since he was a teenager. He's now married, starting a young family. The owner of this land would like to give this young man 3 acres to kind of have his own start. And under our normal policies, the road that this is on would have to be brought up to county standards before he could do that. I spoke with Stephen Belknap, and I think it's a very heartwarming gesture, and there's no need to make this road, since we're not going to be maintaining it anyway, up to county standards. So that's what we're doing here. And I personally applaud helping get this young man started in agribusiness. So thank you, Judge.
All right, you bet. We have a motion and a second. Any other comments? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 12A, approval of the food services contract renewal between Denton County, Texas and Trinity Food Services Group Incorporated as the food service management contractor for the Denton County Jail and Denton County Juvenile Detention Center.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 12B, approval to extend the agreement between Smart Communications and Denton County for a renewal term of 1 year.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Falconer, second by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 12C, approval of the 2025-2026 interlocal agreements for shared governance communications and dispatch services system between Denton County, Texas and the Aubrey Fire and Police Departments, City of Crum Fire and Police Departments, and the Lake Dallas Police Department.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 12D, approval of the 2025 interlocal agreements between Denton County and the Aubrey Fire and Police Departments, Lake Dallas Police Department, and the Town of Little Elm Fire and Police Departments, and the City of Crum Fire and Police Departments for the use of the Denton County radio communication system. Motion by Commissioner Mitchell, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 12E, approval of the interlocal agreement between the City of Denton, Texas and Denton County, Texas for the services of holding and dispositioning of animals.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Falconer, second by Commissioner Williams. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 13A, approval to one, accept the petition for landowner requesting creation of the North Lake Freshwater Supply District Number 1 of Denton County, and 2, the approval of a resolution declaring petition administratively complete, and 3, in accordance with the Texas Water Code Sections 53.016 and 53017, notice is hereby given that a public hearing shall be held by the Denton County Commissioners Court at 9 a.m. on Tuesday, August the 12th, 2025, in the Commissioner's Courtroom located in Denton County Administrative Courthouse at 1 Courthouse Drive, Suite 3100, Denton, Texas 76208, for the purpose of consideration of a petition for creation, organization, and establishment of the North Lake Freshwater Supply District Number 1 of Denton County. The proposed district's boundaries will contain an area of 155.783 acres of land, more or less, situated wholly within Denton County, Texas, and in the extraterritorial jurisdiction of the town of North Lake, Texas. Motion by Commissioner Edmondson. The chair will second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. I want to thank our individuals from North Lake and the law firm for being here this morning. Thank you, Clay, and thank you, Drew. All right. Next is Item 13B, approval of the appointment of a county election precinct presiding and alternate judges and the central counting station election judge and alternate judge for the term beginning August 1st, 2025 and ending September 30th, 2027. Well, good morning, Frank Phillips.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Your ears
you were-
burning today?
I'm sorry?
He sat back there and
Ears
listened to
burning
it all.
today?
Listen, yeah, you didn't have to.
Wanted to say plenty.
I didn't, never mind. You have before you a list of the election judges and alternates as submitted by both the Republican and Democratic parties. They're required to submit these in June, and court must pass these in July. These are the lists we draw from initially when we make our judge and alternate appointments. You will see blanks in this list. They do have other methods to fill those throughout the year.
Okay, the chair will move for approval.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Williams. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Frank, I want to thank you for all the great job you and your team do throughout the
Thank you,
year.
sir.
And the job you do.
Y'all have a great reputation.
We'll wait till the next agenda item comes up, so go ahead.
Then I'm gonna take that back, is that what you're telling me?
All right. Bianca, did we vote on that one yet? Did we vote?
We did.
We vote, okay.
We did not take action on item 8C.
Yeah, I was just getting a message. Okay, I will go back to that. Let's go proceed with Frank here. 13C, approval of a correction to the boundary changes adopted on April 8, 2025 for County Election Precinct 4196 to ensure compliance with the Texas Election Code Section 42.005A4 and any appropriate action. Proceeds, Frank.
So I'm here to correct an error I made back in April. If you'll remember, I brought you voter precincts that had to be redistricted because of population. This hand-drawn one is the one you approved. In the area in red, we approved to move it south down to 4128. I missed that this, I believe that's 407, is the dividing line for House District 57 and 65, which we cannot cross. GIS caught it when they were building it in the system.
Okay.
Thank you, Kevin. So this is the map that I am recommending that GIS has built. It basically moves that stuff back west into 4195.
Okay, members, are there any questions related to the amended boundary change?
Frank, what will be the population of that precinct then?
I don't know off the top of my head, Commissioner.
Well, it can't be more than 5,000.
No, it's not more than 5,000.
Okay. Thank you.
I believe the area we moved was virtually unpopulated. So.
Okay, any questions? Do we have a motion for approval?
I'll move approval.
Motion by Commissioner Edmondson,
That's it.
second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Let's go back to, we've jumped around a lot because we're trying to get people in and out. Let's go back to 8C.
We
Did
did
you say,
8C.
did you say we did not vote on that?
We did 8C
We had a
when
motion.
the judge was here.
I know, but she said that we did not vote. I do believe we had to vote on that.
For temporary community diversion
Yeah.
coordinator, was that the same?
Yeah.
Okay,
We did it.
thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks for checking.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, she does a great job.
Yes.
We're fast moving. She does a great job.
Don't
Ma'am.
worry, she tells me when I make a mistake.
And she keeps me on track. You have no idea. Okay, 13D, acceptance of the Community Supervision and Corrections Department, CSCD, proposed initial state budgets for the fiscal year 2026 and 2027 as required by the Local Government Code 140.004C for recording purposes only. And do we need a motion for this, Bianca?
Oh, it's a.
What's this acceptance, though? We'll go ahead and do a motion. The chair will make a motion. Move
Second.
for approval, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Yeah.
All right, this is 13E, approval of a resolution approving the draft Denton Area 911 District Fiscal Year 2026 Financial Plan pursuant to the Texas Health and Safety Code, Chapter 772, as amended and providing an effective date and any appropriate action.
I'll move approval.
Motion by Commissioner Edmondson.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Let's proceed to 14A, Discussion and approval of an order setting a date and time to conduct a public hearing to consider the placement of 2 stop signs on Liberty Road, one northbound at McNabb and one southbound at Dr. Sanders, to be held August the 12th, 2025 at 9 a.m. before the Denton County Commissioners Court.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 14B, approve of the interlocal cooperation agreements for property tax assessment and collection between Denton County, Texas, and each of the following entities. 1, the City of Oak Point; 2, Oak Point Water Control and Improvement District number 4; 3, the Denton County Freshwater Supply District 4A; and 4, the Elm Ridge Water Control and Improvement District 5, the town of Double Oak, as recommended by the Denton County Tax Assessor Collector.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Edmondson, second by Commissioner Williams. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 14C, approval of the interlocal cooperation agreements between Denton County, Texas, and the City of Oak Point for collection of special assessments levied by the following entities. 1, Oak Point PID number 2; 2, Oak Point 720 PID; 3, Prairie Oaks PID number 1, Phase 1; 4, the Prairie Oaks PID number 1, Phase 2; 5, Prairie Oaks PID number 1, MIA; 6, Shahan Prairie PID number 1; 7, Shahan Prairie PID number 1, O&M; 8, the Wild Ridge PID MIA; 9, the Wild Ridge PID number 1, O&M; 10, the Wind Ridge PID 1A number 1; 11, the Wind Ridge PID 1A 2; 12, the Wild Ridge PID 1A number 3; 13, Wild Ridge PID 1A number 4, as recommended by the Denton County Tax Assessor Collector.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 14A, approval of short-term sale leaseback agreement between Denton County, Texas as landlord and Stonebriar Storage LLC Series 2 series of Stonebriar Storage LLC as tenant for the lease of the North Texas Boat and RV Storage located at 3794 Ganser Road West, Denton, Texas 76207. The premises which shall commence on the date that Denton County, Texas acquires legal title to the premises commencement date and expire at 11:59 p.m. Central Time on November the 3rd, 2025, the expiration date, unless sooner terminated or extended as provided herein, whereby tenant shall pay the landlord rent for the premises at an amount of $2,500 per month during the lease term rent, the full amount of which shall be equal to $7,500 and shall be payable in full on the commencement date. And 2, grant authorization for the Denton County judge to execute the lease on behalf of Denton County, Texas at the real estate closing for the purchase of real property described as approximately 69.06 plus or minus acres located at 3794 Ganser Road West, and additional 70.096 acres located on West Milam Road in Denton County, Texas. Motion by Commissioner Edmondson. The chair will second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. We're going to pull 14E for today. Let's proceed to 14F, which is similar to the last item, which is approval of 1, a short-term sale leaseback agreement between Denton County, Texas as landlord and GDC West Frisco Real Estate LLC as tenant for the lease of the Chapel Creek Wedding and Estate Venue Chapel located at 3794 Ganser West, Denton, Texas 76207. The premises which shall commence on the date that Denton County, Texas acquires legal title to the premises commencement date and expire at 11:59 p.m. Central Time on November the 3rd, 2025. The expiration date unless sooner terminated or extended as provided herein, whereby a tenant shall pay to the landlord rent for the premises in the amount of $2,500 per month during the lease term rent, and shall and the full amount of which shall be equal to $7,500 and shall be payable in full on the commencement date. And 2, grant authorization to the Denton County judge to execute the lease on behalf of the Denton County, Texas at the real estate closing for the purchase of real property described as approximately 69.06 plus or minus acres located at 3794 Ganser Road West, and an additional 70.096 acres located on West Milam Road in Denton County, Texas. Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 14G, approval of interlocal cooperation agreements for property tax assessment and collection for Denton County, Texas, and each of the following entities. 1, the city of Krugerville; 2, the town of Copper Canyon; 3, the city of Roanoke; 4, the Pilot Point Independent School District, as recommended by the Denton County Tax Assessor Collector.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 14H, approval of lease agreement between Denton County, Texas and City and Jido Park Foundation Incorporated, DBA LifeWorks Community, a qualified 501c3 nonprofit organizations for office space at 1804 and 1808 Suite 140 Cornell Lane, Denton, Texas.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Edmondson, second by Commissioner Williams. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. I thought we did that last week, but maybe not. Okay, let's go to 14I, approval of the addendum number 1 to master agreement for professional surveying services between Denton County, Texas, the owner, and Tignall and Perkins Engineer, RFPQ 2327444 for land title, topographical, and tree surveying services, and the Denton County Civil Courts building property in the amount of $57,500 with funding to come from the Permanent Improvement Fund Civil Courts building, our line item number 807685901, and any, as recommended by the Denton County Purchasing Director.
Move to.
Motion by Commissioner Edmondson, second by Commissioner Falconer. I got a question for John. Did the survey not convey with the property for this?
This is a specific tree survey that's not normal with a typical survey. So it's additional.
Is a tree survey required?
No, this is because we want to figure out, this is for making sure that we know exactly which trees are keeps and not, and comparing that to the.
Do we have a motion for approval?
Yeah, we have.
Okay.
Yeah.
We get a motion. Okay, those were questions. All right. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. All right. Let's go to item 17, which is community updates. We'll start with you, Commissioner Precinct 1.
Thank you, sir. I've got one thing. Congratulations to Prospero alum Hayden Ames, who was a part of the U.S. Women's U21, which is under 21 national team, who won gold medal at the 2025 North Central America and Caribbean Volleyball Confederation Women's Under 21 Pan American Cup. That's pretty cool. Congratulations to her. That's all I've got, Judge.
Falconer.
Yes, just a few items. Carrollton's have their pet vaccination clinic on the 2nd, 8 to 10 at the Adoption Center. Crossroads is having their summer market as usual on the 2nd, 8 to 11 on 424 and Fish Trap. Frisco is doing their summer movie series of the PGA. That's the 1st at 8 to 10 p.m. And then Colony has their family movie matinee, The Bad Guys, on August 1st, 1 to 2:30 at the Colony Public Library. And then I just want to congratulate my good friend, Carrollton City Manager Aaron Reinhardt, who recently received the prestigious 2025 Linda Keithley Award for Women in Public Management from COG. And she was recognized for her outstanding service and leadership. She deserved a second award for putting up with me for several years. But anyway, congratulations, Aaron. Thank you.
Very good. Commissioner Mitchell, please.
Yes, I have Flower Mound Summer Art with the Dallas Museum of Art on July 29th. That's today, from 2 to 3 p.m. at the library. Moets and Commission also today for Flower Mound Open House. Totally Rad 80s Trivia Night, July 30th, tomorrow at the library. Lake Dallas is having their trade days on August the 2nd, 8 a.m. to noon. Louisville is having a nature walk on August the 7th, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And Louisville wants to remind the youth in Louisville, the Youth Action Council for the city of Louisville. It's a council on youth-related issues, special projects, and everything else. So that deadline is Monday, August 4th. That's all I have.
Judge, you want me to go ahead?
Thank you, Commissioner. Let's go proceed with Commissioner Edmondson.
Hi, Fort Worth on the Denton County side is going to have a back-to-school bash on August 2nd from 11 to 2 out at the Tanger Outlet Mall. There'll be freebies, games, etc. And we'd invite all of you all to come there to pick up your school supplies. And then Hazlitt will be having a Harry Potter birthday party, July 31st, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. at their public library. Justin is having a SWAT event, and it's not the SWAT we normally think of. This stands for Science with Attitude. So it's not law enforcement, it's a science thing. It's at their Betty Foster Public Library. And it says, stop by the library and enjoy a time of science, looking at the life of owls, OWLS. And then I'd like to give a community shout out to a young person named Cicely, who lives in Harvest. She's been running a lemonade stand for the last 4 years to raise funds for the firefighters at Station 514, which is part of the Denton County Emergency Services District Number 1. This year, she's raised over $2,000 for firefighters, and then a special donation to Kerr County Flood Relief. It just warms your heart to see young people getting involved like that. Thank you, Judge.
Perfect, thank you. And I want to give a big Denton County shout out to Denton County 4-H livestock ambassadors. And 3 of our Denton County 4-H livestock ambassadors are in Japan right now after going through an extensive application process to be chosen for this trip. Only 25 ambassadors were chosen from Texas. I'm so glad that we have 3 from Denton County. They have visited the embassy, and among other stops, they have visited the world's largest Wagyu farm and toured the facility, and they've sampled the Wagyu and also regular steak, and they have reported back that they prefer our domestic beef better. So I don't know, we'll see. So Campbell Real, Carson Johnson, and Addison Johnson are all there, so we're super excited that they're there representing. So one of the moms called me to get all the tips about Japan, so we had a great kind of pre-trip conversation with them, so I'm proud of those kids. And Denton County Sheriff's Office, school donations, I'm really happy our Sheriff's Office is accepting donations for school supplies for children in need across Denton County. The last day to donate is Friday, August the 8th, and so you can drop those off at the front lobby of the Denton County Sheriff's Office or the main desk at the JP1, JP2, JP3, 4, 5, and 6. So they'll be happy to accept those in our main courthouse here at the front entrance. So if you want to be a part of that, please drop by. All right, let's go to our executive session. We have 2 items today under 15A, Texas Government Code 551072, deliberation regarding real property, closed meeting, deliberate the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property. Deliberation in open meeting would have a detrimental effect on the position of governmental body in negotiation with a third person. And 15B, Texas Government Code 55107458, personnel matters affecting the county advisory body. Closed meeting, deliberate the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment duties, discipline, or dismissal of a member of an advisory body with the Denton County 911 Board of Managers, any appropriate action. And it is 11:08, and we're in executive session.